Alright, that was a great presentation. Before we move on to the next group, may I ask anyone if you have any questions or additional insights based on what you have discussed?
As we all know, fossil fuel-based development is one of the main reasons for the climate crisis. What are the more suitable alternatives that countries can incorporate to help continue their development?
According to BBC News 2021, over 40 countries have promised to quit the use of coal and to stop funding projects which require fossil fuels by the end of the year 2022.
However, big countries like the US and China, who are the countries who uses massive amounts of coal, have still not signed up to the pledge yet. These countries should sign up to this pledge and try to come up with ways to lessen the carbon footprint of the people.
A few examples are the introduction of the solar and hydroelectric energy to power electricity throughout the country or city, strict compliance of avoiding plastics, and encouragement of recyclable materials.
If these rich countries have all the power and resources to be able to strive for greener solutions, why aren't they attempting them now?
They are attempting them now. As we mentioned earlier, the pledge to take away the coal from these countries is a start in finding solutions. Some people have developed eco-friendly materials to replace plastic like papers, metal straws, honeycomb paper, and more.
However, the reason why it is difficult for these countries is because this is the lifestyle that they are used to. It is difficult to cut out fossil fuels completely and in a quick manner.
As a youth like Greta Thunberg, what can we do to address the issue regarding climate change?
For me, Greta Thunberg is such an inspiration because she was able to do many things for our environment considering that she's still young. Not everyone can do it. I think the best thing to do to address climate change is to be open-minded about the environment.
The younger generation should keep in mind that issues about climate change are essential, and we should pay more attention to them. We can achieve this by doing research, listening to news and reports, or simply not doing anything that would cause harmful effects to our environment.
To answer your question about addressing the issues regarding climate change as a youth, I think the first step is to research about the issues and who is responsible. Fortunately, the youth nowadays have better access to information than the previous generations did, so we should take full advantage of it.
In addition to Jessica's answer, we can also start by being active in our communities by volunteering to spread awareness, and we can actually use different social media platforms we have to do so.
How about some insights you have learned based on your classmates' report? I would also like to hear some from you.
I'm actually quite scared of what is going to happen to our environment by the time we reach our 30s. Guerrero mentions how there is only 12 years before we feel the worst of the worst effects from climate change, and that is bothering me. As a second-year college student, there's nothing really much I can do aside from trying to lessen plastic consumption, which has harmful effects on the environment, and using eco-friendly things. Hopefully, the next leaders in the incoming years are able to come up with ways to lessen the impact of climate change and towards a greener environment.
Honestly, after learning more about environmental ethics from the lecture, it made me want to do something that can help change our environment. I usually encounter several posts and videos that show numerous people and organizations conducting projects that help make our environment cleaner. I want to join one of those projects so that I can help take care of the environment, as Guerrero stated in her video. If we do not address the problem within the allotted time, it will only lead to the further destruction of our environment and many will suffer.
Okay, thank you for those who asked and added their insights. So, are there any more questions, clarifications? None? Alright, thank you, Jessica, Jacob, Layla, and Michaela. Let's now move on to the next group.